In this session, we will be actually building the relationship, building the many-to-many relationship model. So here we have a scenario, which we'll be building that scenario between student object and courses object, okay? So we already have the student object, all right? So let me clear this from the schema builder and select the student object. We already have this. We already have a student object. What we need to do is we need to build a courses object, and then between the courses object and the student object, we have to build that relationship. So let's go ahead and build a courses object. And the details for courses object, so we're going to have a name field and a description field, okay? Obviously, we could add a lot of other fields for the on the course object, but we're just going to keep it short and sweet. We will just have these two fields on the course object, okay? So let's go and create that object. So what we will do is we will go to Object Manager and create new custom object. And its label is going to be course. Courses is the plural. All right, course name, we're going to keep it as these. Select these optional settings. Allow search, create a tab, click Save. Let's select the tab style, then click Next. By default, we're going to keep it off from all the profiles, but we will give access to standard user and admin user. Click Next. You want to make it available for all the apps, so we'll make it available for Sales app for now. Click Save. Object is created. Now we're going to add the description field here. So go to Fields and Relationship, click New, select a field type. I will go with text area and click Next. Description is the name. Next. Give access to our test user and admin user. We're adding it to the page layout. Click Save. Let's open this Courses tab. Let's refresh. And from here, we'll go to Courses tab, okay? We don't have any course, but if you want to create, we can create it this way. All right, we can fill out the course name and description and create it. Let's go to our schema builder and view those objects. Courses. Okay, here it is. They don't have any relationship between them. So we're in the next step now. We're in the second step, which means we have to create the junction object. Why we're creating a junction object? Why we're not just creating the lookup field here or the master detail field here and connect it with the student object? We're not going that route because we know that the relationship between courses and student is many to many. Sorry, it is many to many. All right, because one student can be enrolled in multiple courses, and in one course, there could be many students enrolled. All right, so let's go ahead and build that junction object. This is the type of junction object we're talking about. This is the part that we're missing now. So when you create this junction object, in this scenario, we gave it a name as enrollment. All right, enrollment, it's pretty descriptive. It's just keeps track of the enrollment information, which student enrolled into which course. But sometimes you can also give it a different name, such as student course. All right, student course. All right. So if you are creating a junction object to display the relationship between students and teachers, you can name the junction object as student teacher. All right, students teachers. Because sometimes you will be thinking about, okay, how I need to rename or name the junction object, because not everything can be named like this as enrollment. For example, here, when we talked about these possible relationships, the junction object between employees and projects in this scenario, it is named as project assignment. Project assignment. You could also name it as employee projects or employee project. Okay. Positions and employment websites. It is named, the junction object here is named as job postings. Okay, job postings. You could also name it as position and employment sites. You know, it depends on the naming convention that the company follows. And here is another scenario in Salesforce. Between campaign and lead, we have many-to-many relationship with junction object campaign member. So in Salesforce, we have a standard campaign object and lead object. Salesforce named their junction object as campaign member. Okay, so campaign, that name comes from here. And instead of using the word lead, they used member, campaign member. So in our scenario, we're going to name that junction object as an enrollment. We're going to give it the name enrollment. So create custom object, give it a name, enrollment. Plural is going to be enrollments. Right, so let's select these optional settings. We'll create a tab for it. Next. By default, it's going to be off, but it will make it available for our test user and admin user. And enable it for sales application. And click Save. So the object is now created. Let's view it on the schema builder. Enrollment. It is here. This here. Now we have to build the relationship. So how are we going to build that relationship? By creating master detail fields, right? So here you see it has two master detail fields. One goes to the course object, another one goes to the student object. So let's go ahead and do that. Object manager, let's bring up the enrollment object that we just created, fields and relationship, and click new and select the data type as master detail. Click next. Relate that to first. We have an option to choose student and course, right? Which one are we going to choose first? Or does it matter? It does matter. I'm going to choose the student first. And if I'm choosing the student object first, the relationship between student object and the enrollment object, that's going to be the primary relationship, okay? Primary relationship. I will also relate that to the course object later on. That's going to be the secondary relationship. We will talk more about that later on. Next, next. And do we want to add this add related list? So these are the page layouts that will include this field because this is a master detail relationship. The field is required. All right, so we're going to keep this selected because we have for student, we have 3 different page layouts. And we will add it to all of them. And click save. So we have created that one relationship. So if we go to Object Manager, Schema Builder, and if we do a refresh here, we will see that. So this relationship has been established now. Now we have to establish the other relationship between enrollment and courses. Navigate to Enrollment Object, Fields and Relationship, and create a new field. And its data type is going to be Master Detail Relationship as well. Click Next. Select the course object. There it is. Next. Keep the default settings as it is. Click Next, 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 and save. All right, let's navigate back to our schema builder. And now we have that relationship established. All right, so we have many-to-many relationship. Now, how can we use this relationship, right? So let me go ahead and create, we already have a couple sample courses, I believe. So do we have any course? No, sorry, I was wrong. We don't have any course information, but we do have sample student records, right? We do have sample student records. For example, here we have sample student records. Let me create a couple courses and then relate these students with the courses. Going to the Courses tab, click New. Let's name this as Math 101, Intro to Math. Click Save. Let's create another course. Art 101, Intro, Introduction to Art. Click Save. So we have 2 courses and we have a couple students. Let's enroll some of those students in these courses. How do I do that? I go to this Enrollment tab. Let's do a refresh here. I go to this Enrollment tab and create an enrollment record. Okay, enrollment record. So enrollment name. You could give a name, sample name to that. But first, I'm gonna select, for example, Mohammed, and I'm going to enroll them into art or math, doesn't matter. Okay. And so here, let me go back to our requirement. Okay. So let me tell you one thing that here what happened is this enrollment ID, right? So in this scenario over here is it's kind of hard to guess like what is the enrollment name? How are we gonna name this thing? Like how do I know what name to give it? And that's actually I did a mistake. I missed to select the correct data type for this field when I was creating that enrollment object, right? By default, I want this field to be auto-generated, and whenever I create an enrollment record, I want this field to be given by Salesforce. I want this field to be auto-populated. But in this scenario, it's not auto-populated. I have to fill it out. And in this model, actually, as you can see, this is an enrollment ID and its data type is auto number. Okay, its data type is auto number. So what I want to do is before I create this, let me cancel out and go to the object manager and select enrollment, fields and relationship, and this enrollment name, edit. That's the field. Okay, this is the field. And I want to change the data type to auto number. Okay, and instead of name, I will set it to enrollment ID and click save. All right, it tells me that you have to give the starting number or the display format. And here I can select the display format. So I'm just going to say enrollment ID. And the display format is going to be given like this. It has an example over here. Let's say it's going to be a 4-digit number. Okay. And the starting number is going to be 1. And click save. Let's just keep it as ID. And click save. Now I changed the data type. It was name before, now it is auto number. Now if we go back, create a new enrollment record, that field will be auto-populated. So users wouldn't have to worry about naming that. So I have to do a refresh. Let's click it again. You see that field, I cannot enter anything into that field. It will be auto-generated by Salesforce. Select the student. Let's say we want to enroll Muhammad into art course. And then click save. Right? So that record got created. So similarly, we have to, for example, let's say if I want to enroll Muhammad in another course, I don't have to create Muhammad's the student record, right? I don't have to create another student record with the same name and same information more than once. This student record has been created once and I will keep using it. Similarly to this art, the course name, it has been created once and it is going to be kept, we're going to keep using it. But unlike in this scenario, here you have to type everything manually. You see, one student information needs to be typed several times. What if this student, the same student, takes classes from 10 different teachers? Then you have to repeat the same student information 10 different times. Very bad practice, right? But here, the student information is there. It was created once. And the course information is there. It was created once. And we're going to keep using it. All right, let me enroll Muhammad into another course. And as you'll see, I'm not creating a new student. I'm just selecting that same student again and enrolling them into math and click save. And if I want to see my enrollment so far, I could go here and view that information. So we could add more fields here. So let's switch the list view all and then go here, add more fields. And we could select the student name and the course name and enrollment ID, student course, And that's pretty much it. We don't have a lot custom fields. All right, that's the ID, and that's the enrollment information. So we built that many-to-many relationship between these two objects. And this is what it looks like. So if you go to Object Manager, Schema Builder, yeah, that's how it looks like. Now, I mentioned to you the word primary relationship. It says the first master data relationship you create on your junction object becomes the primary relationship. So here what we did was, when we were building the connection, you could first build the connection between enrollment and courses, or between enrollments and students. I chose to build this relationship first, and then after that I built this relationship. So that makes the relationship between enrollment and student a primary relationship, and the relationship between enrollment and course the secondary relationship. Okay, secondary relationship. And we have some more characteristics here. We are going to be talking a lot about them in the future sessions as well. But for now, know that in many-to-many relationship, that's built by master detail field. Deleting any parent record will also delete the related child record. So that means if I go here, so this enrollment record, right? This is an enrollment record. It has two records in it. If I go ahead and delete the student, and this record will be deleted. And similarly, if I delete a course, let's say this course is no longer exist, the college decide to not to offer this course, let's say, and if that course is deleted, the information about this enrollment record will also be deleted. We're going to talk a lot about that when we drill down to the on the master detail relationship. I'll give you examples about that too. All right, so we also have standard relationship. For example, standard relationship in Salesforce, we have this opportunity contact role, a junction object that represents an individual at a customer who has a key role on an opportunity. An individual at a customer. So basically, if there is a person that has a key role on an opportunity, then we have this opportunity contact role. All right, so between opportunity and contact object, this object is going to be between opportunity and contact object. And that's how they name this junction object. Just pay attention to that. It has the name from opportunity object and contact object. Let's go to Schema Builder and just take a look at that. Opportunity contact role, for example, right? And then I'll select opportunity, and then I'll select contact. Right? So auto layout, and here we have this relationship. All right. Here it is. A better view. So that's a default objects that built by Salesforce. And here they named it opportunity contact role. Right. Another thing is opportunity product represents the products that are assigned to specific opportunity. So this one is between opportunity object and product object. And they named the junction object as opportunity product. So this can give you an idea about how you can name the junction objects. All right. So that's pretty much completes this topic.